So, Inyas,
Yeah.
do you know what an existential crisis is?
No.
No, so I'll try and explain it in an anecdote. So, this afternoon, I was with my wife at at the doctor's office, and in front of us, well, next to us, in the waiting line, was this old corpulent lady, so really big, obese person, and well, I was just making jokes at her expense to my wife, and she was like, "Why are you so cruel? This is not okay." It was like, "Relax, she doesn't understand us. I mean, we're talking Chinese." And she's like, "No, but you're really mean to her. You're really cruel. Why are you like this?" And I was like, "Yeah, you're right. Why am I like this?" So I started to think about
While you were at the doctor.
while I was at the doctor's. Yeah, so I was bored anyway. So I was sitting there silently thinking about what made me this cruel. And I was like, yeah, I could blame a bad childhood. I could blame strict parenting, just awful things happening at school. But in reality, and I'm kind of a little bit ashamed to tell my wife this, but
You're an asshole?
I am an asshole. But there's a reason why I'm an asshole. You know, and
What's the reason?
well, I lost my innocence on the internet. I mean,
Here we are again.
I'm not trying to blame anyone. In the end, it's still me who's to blame. But let's be real. If this one guy didn't make a video about him fucking a chicken, none of this would be possible. We wouldn't be at this point in life.
Here's the chicken story again.
Well, yeah.
For the people that are listening and haven't heard it before, you can tell the story. You're allowed to.
So I was browsing the internet as you ought to do as a young child, and
This was on the old Motherless, wasn't it?
I think it was Motherless, but it could have been something awful as well, so it doesn't really matter. But I was just browsing the internet, looking for fun stuff, and I found this one topic, this one thread that said making love a special way, and you had all these different kinds of bestiality videos, and I was like, this is disgusting. But at the same time, I'm intrigued. So I kept browsing, and the one that really fucked me up in a good way was this guy who was he was sitting naked with a chicken in front of his cock, so he was kind of blocking his cock with a cock, and he was stroking it gently, and slowly but surely you see the chicken rise its head. It goes up, and bark. So that's how I lost my innocence.
Okay, that's why you're an asshole to other people.
I'd like to say so, yes.
I have this thing when people tell me stuff. I can all see it very visually.
You see things vividly, yeah.
Yeah, and now I'm seeing that chicken popping his head up all the time.
The bad thing, I'm not gonna say bad, it's still funny as hell, but the thing is, I cannot find that video anymore.
I'm happy. Otherwise, I would have to watch it. Otherwise, you would be like, you remember that video I told you about 1,000 times before?
Here it is.
Yeah, here it is. It's like where you tricked me in the 2 Girls, 1 Cup.
It wasn't a trick, it was a meme.
What are you doing here? We're having a podcast,
You should join us. Huh?
No. She doesn't want to talk about a chicken getting fucked by a guy.
Bunch of chicken fuckers. So anyway, that's the reason why I'm cruel, I guess.
Okay, I think this is a nice bit to start off with. It's like our first bit, but now it's... Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the It's All Set podcast. I'm your host Inyas, he's your host Shing. What are we talking about today?
I wanted to have a more serious conversation today, I mean...
I hope it does not have any chickens in it.
It doesn't involve chicken fucking, although, it's still a possibility. no, I wanted to talk about a more serious topic, because the last ones were like talking about actual things that happened.
Yeah.
But I want to talk about things that could happen.
Oh, so you want to have a little philosophy thing?
Well, we can pretend to be intellectuals, but in reality just be two ignorant fools talking about things that we don't understand.
Yeah, let's do that.
I mean, that's a better idea, right?
I think that's the thing we do best.
Yeah. So I watched the Joe Rogan Experience with Sean Carroll.
Yeah.
You know Sean Carroll, the physicist.
I think I still need to see that one, but I think I saw the start where he mentioned that he had a podcast, and that no people want him to talk about other things than the
physics.
Yeah, than the physics he's known for, and he uses the podcast to talk about other stuff. Yeah, I saw the start of that. I still need to finish it because I was intrigued about it. Now he has one with Macaulay Culkin.
Yeah, that's a bad one. You don't watch that.
I'm watching it now.
I usually don't watch Joe Rogan, but I find Sean Carroll interesting.
Yeah, but
he's a famous
he has
physicist.
a lot of interesting guests, like physicists.
But most of them don't interest me. But this,
you would like McKenna's brother, though. He had a podcast.
David? Is it David McKenna?
David. I think it's David. But you know McKenna.
The space
guy.
The psychonaut.
Yeah, the psychonaut, and the one with the monkey stoned ape theory.
The stoned ape theory. Yeah.
His brother was on the podcast.
Well, yeah. But unrelated to that, they were talking about transhumanism. Do you know what that means? You know what transhumanism is?
A little bit, because you told me about transhumanism.
Well, try and explain it. Try and explain it to the people who have no clue.
It's about the usage of technology and nanotechnology inside your body. It's like it's also like taking stuff that's important. I can't get the word right now in English, but it makes you viable to print organs if you wanted to.
Well, yeah, it's a whole.
You can also have a Google Eye, stuff like that.
So basically, it's a theory of
enhancing
human
ourselves with artificial intelligence.
Yeah. So it's like a I wouldn't say philosophical movement. It's more like a technological movement based, like a bit like Renaissance. You know what the Renaissance was?
Yeah.
When we stopped living like medieval.
Yeah, when we stopped living medieval and
we tried to
get forward. That's when we
give humanism a try.
That's
don't
when
put
we
God.
found
Don't put God.
like
basically. But instead of the Renaissance, we now have transhumanism, and transhumanism basically is like the push to enhance human life with technology.
Yeah.
So it could be as simple as implanting chips in your body to for instance, instead of holding a card that has your ID on it, you just have a chip.
Little chip in your hand,
like your pets do.
I saw something about that. They already have implants that lighten up when you hold them close to magnets. There's a company that has that.
Those are the do-it-yourselfers, yeah.
Now it's more sold as something aesthetic, but in the future it will hold your pins.
Yeah, it could hold your pins, yeah.
It can also hold your medical stuff. Like if you have something, they just scan your hand and they know everything about you, what you have.
But then you have the more crazy people, well, the more advanced technology.
Are those the one that want to download your memory onto a stick?
Well, those are the real crazy ones. But I'm talking about people who like you said, they want to implant different organs into your body to enhance them. Like, say, putting cameras in your brain, in your eyes, and connect them to your brain so that you can have cameras in your head. Pretty much like your phone.
Yeah.
But instead of taking picture with your phone, you take pictures with your eyes.
And you can download that to the computer.
Exactly.
And stuff like that.
And that's next level stuff.
Stuff like that is getting closer, though.
Yeah, it is getting closer. It's getting scary close.
It's like cloning people.
That's
They're already cloning
they're
and
able
dogs.
to clone people, but that's an ethical question, you know.
Yeah.
Should we do it?
Should
we do it? And I'm of the opinion, yes, we should, but you know, I'm not a government.
I think the more ethical question is, should we just clone people to get spare body parts? Because that's the main thing. They would clone people. So, like, say you have a bad liver when you get older, and then you can get the liver from your clone.
Yeah, but that's, you know, your clone implies that he also has a mind of its own.
Yeah.
So you won't be doing that. But there are possibilities, you know, like they have this whole stem cell program.
Yeah.
Where you can basically make carbon copies of your body.
Yeah, that's crazy.
You know? That's pretty cool.
That's
I mean,
really cool
they can already grow ears on mice. You know, human ears on mice. You know, that's pretty neat. I mean, I wouldn't want it, but you know.
Wonder if you open your closet where your cookies are and there's a mouse sitting with two humans here.
Oh god. Well, they grow them on their spines, so it's not like
awful, man.
Yeah.
It's like a shark.
You have a mouse running around with just a
between your foot. It's like a shark.
Yeah, with just an ear. you just see ears walking around. It's like, am I dreaming?
What the
Is
fuck
this
is
real?
this?
But yeah,
It's the future, boy.
So that's like second level stuff, right?
Yeah.
So the first level, the
It's like the
easy
Google
stuff.
Eye and
Yeah.
little
Well,
chip.
I wouldn't want Google
It's
Eye.
like when we have what we do with dogs now. Put a little chip
put
in
little
them
chips
to
in them,
know
yeah.
from where they're from.
Yeah, pretty much. But then you have, you know, the third level, which is like changing your whole, getting prosthetics that actually enhance yourself. Yeah, cyberkinetics.
But like real cyberkinetics that are
exactly. So instead of, you know,
in contact with your nervous system and stuff like that.
So right now they have
but that's the
they have simple prosthetics that already work like that. So you can control them with your nerve ends, but they still have to connect them, and you still have to learn how to use them. But in the next 10, 20 years maybe, they will want to, if you want it, they can take off your arm, put in a whole different arm, or both arms for that matter,
real
and
cyberkinetics.
they will work through your brain.
Arm.
Yeah.
Wow, that's crazy.
Or have like, well, that's more sci-fi, but I think
knew it was getting closer.
Like changing your bones, they already repair hips with titanium, right? And they would do this for all your bones.
I want to have 3 knives.
You don't know.
Between my knuckles.
You wouldn't want that. That's painful.
I want
man.
holes that don't hurt.
Well, you'd need Wolverine's regeneration, which is what makes it possible for him.
Aren't you looking for that too?
No, that's also part of doing that stuff, you know.
Wait. Oh. Keep talking. Then what? Keep talking.
Keep talking about what?
What we were trying to say.
I lost my train of thought. Anyway, so we were talking about
Wolverine
regeneration. Yeah, right. I was already forgetting.
This is the first silent part in the podcast. Get used to it. We're not editing. Only when he gets Volcom from his life.
Well, we should be editing this out, but anyway. So regeneration. Yeah, they're already working on it. You know, they have well, I wouldn't say cures, but they have programs that span a couple of years already. So they started it in 2012, 2013, I believe. And basically, these pills they stop certain bacteria and certain cells from dying. So they get all the bad things out of your blood, so that you don't get any.
So you don't get any.
Yeah, so age-related sicknesses.
So you don't go to waste.
Well, yeah, kind of. But and he was like, the way they explained this is you wouldn't get a prolonged life per se. So the maximum age wouldn't change.
But you would have a better life.
You would have a longer life where you have prolonged.
It's like
prolonged
instead
youth.
of aging at 50 or Like starting
started to degrade at 50,
at
60.
50,
Yeah.
you're starting to degrade at 80.
80, 90.
Yeah, so not the last 30 years of your life would be degenerating, but only the last 10 years of life.
Well, not even that. I think at one point the way they explained it is instead of, dying of old age and crippled in your bed, you'd be on the tennis courts playing tennis and suddenly die of a heart attack. Yeah. Or, instead of dying of old age, you would die because of a lover. Of a lover murdering you, at age 120 something. 120.
Yeah, but first you said that the age, the time you lived would not be longer.
Yeah, but we already have people who live like 100 and something years old,
Yeah, I wonder how long some people of our generation will live.
Considering the world's ruined, I don't think long.
maybe
up to 90.
Now let's say the world is not ruined.
The world is not ruined. I don't know. I wouldn't want to live like
there
that.
There will be no wars. Korea will not get their nuclear attacks on America and stuff like that. And none of that shit happens. We don't have a World War III. Would they get 130 years old, our generation?
I wouldn't want it.
I think we wouldn't get that old, but most people from our generation, would there be people among them that will get 130 or 140 years old?
Well, maybe, but I mean, right now we still have a lot of age-related diseases. So
yeah, but that's something they want to do with transhumanism too. They want to Alzheimer and Parkinson and stuff like that.
They want to get all those old age diseases out. Yeah, but I mean, would you want to live that long?
I don't know. It depends. If my wife lives that long, I would.
I don't see myself getting that old.
But I think the hardest part about living that long is see your kids die.
Well, assuming that you'll live this long, I mean, they're bound to live longer than you, right?
It's supposed to be that way.
Well, yeah, let's hope so.
None of the parents should bury the kids.
What if they came up to you at age 90 or age 110, like, with their gun to your face, like, it's time to die, old man?
Fuck you.
You're ready. I'm ready for that. I'm ready for that inheritance. I'm fucking 90 years old already, old man. Die already, god damn it. Eat dirt.
Yeah, I would know he would be my son though.
Fair enough, I guess.
But also about the transhumanism stuff, the cyberkinetic part is what intrigues me the most.
Yeah, getting new prosthetics. But not only that, the far end of transhumanism is like getting rid of our human body and becoming more cyborg than human.
Yeah, but that means that you should download all your memories and who you are into a USB stick.
Yeah, but that's
how
also...
How are they going to do that? It's not like in the Matrix where they pick you up and you're like, here's the world now, bitch.
They're already able to copy your entire brain onto a computer.
Wow.
Well, you have to be dead first of all, because they make nano slices of your brain, and each slice they take a picture of, and then put it on a hard disk, and your entire brain is downloaded onto that hard disk. So when they're able to create these networks, these neural networks of human brains, they can map your brain onto that program, and then you'd theoretically have a brain on a computer.
I think
that'll think the same way.
I think we're still 100 years off from that, though.
I guess, but you never know. There's always a leap. There's always a leap in technology, but the question is, would you want that? I mean, and how would you experience that?
Yeah,
because that's kind of weird.
I think I would want that.
Have your brain in a computer?
Yeah, sure, why not?
But then you'd have no. I think you'd go crazy because there's no sensory data anymore. It's just you and your thoughts alone.
Yeah, and I think about the thing you're saying now, I think the hardest part would be because you have experienced it all before, like feeling stuff, tasting stuff.
Yeah.
And if that would be gone, I don't think I would want it. If you have feeling and tasting and stuff, like everything, like you would have with a normal body, why not? I would go to Mars then.
But you wouldn't, I think. That's the thing.
Yeah.
You know, if they
probably
put your entire brain in a computer, the only reason why they would do that is to have the memories stored in there. Not so much your senses and all that other stuff, all the bodily stuff that would be gone. The only thing that you'd have are your reason and your memory, and that to me feels weird.
Yeah.
Because if you could then say upload it to a machine, you'd be that machine. You would be inside the machine, and with some mapping, maybe you'd have a whole
maybe they can
robot body, but still have your
maybe
your,
they can
your
simulate
thinking.
it.
Now that's even scarier to me.
Simulate feels when you touch something, simulate that you're feeling it, simulate that you're tasting stuff.
Well, I think
if somebody hates you, he can fully reprogram your thing and make everything taste like shit.
Well, they already can in certain ways. There are already medical conditions that make everything taste like shit. So
okay, that's true, but still.
I mean,
but think about the not that far in the future, but like I watch MMA sometimes now. Just what would happen in all kinds of sports where they can do little genetic transformations,
improvements.
Yeah, like when you're a fighter,
it wouldn't be a sport anymore.
They take away your pain. When you're a runner, they take away that you get tired. If they can build a whole cyberkinetic thing, they can also turn shit off in your body.
But that's
how crazy would that be? Like,
well, we've already done that. I mean, implying that you take away pain and all that stuff means that it's not important to you. So if it's not, well, no, let me finish.
Yeah.
So if it's not important to you, then it doesn't matter if they feel pain. And then you go back to the Roman times where they threw people for lions, you know?
Yeah,
you have gladiators fighting to the death, and they're like, yay, this is cool, this is fun, this is...
But like, really turn off, like, you're fighting, and you don't feel the hits anymore.
I understand, but you wouldn't be invincible. You'd still be limited by what your body can take. I mean, you wouldn't be bothered by it, but it's like playing video games, but only hardcore mode.
It's like when a runner like Usain Bolt would not get tired or has...
No, he'd collapse.
or not have cramps or something. That genetically then can just turn that off.
Yeah, but there are already people who don't feel pain, and they die from heat, so they get overheated.
Really?
Yeah. They get
because you don't feel it.
They don't feel pain, so they don't feel heat.
Yeah, and
because heat is also a sensation, you know.
Yeah.
That's one of the reasons. But never mind just thinking about, you know, taking away pain. It implies that it's not important to you anymore. Like not feeling pain. No, but from a philosophical and ethical point, if you take away the pain, that implies that you don't
care anymore.
You don't care about the pain. Well, not me as a person, but me as a spectator.
Yeah.
It's like, well, he doesn't feel pain, so who cares? But that takes us back, you know, to the barbaric ages where we threw people for lions for sport, you know, and have people fight to the death.
You're probably right about it.
I mean, we
if we know that they got genetically modified, we would.
The only reason why MMA and stuff and boxers stop fighting is because they're hurt, and if they don't feel pain, they won't get hurt.
Or because they're almost 35 years old and they put the wallet down, they turn around and they can't remember where the wallet is.
Yeah.
Or their ears are just that big that they need surgery because else they just go deaf about the swollen ear stuff and stuff. Yeah, it's a crazy thing. It's a crazy time. You can't get 45 and still fight and say you love it. I think you would say it with a little bit of drool coming out of your mouth.
Like, it depends on how much you got hit on the head.
If you're a pro fighter, you always get hit on the head. if you're a pro fighter in every fighting sport, even Wing Chun and stuff like that, they wear helmets, but I think the stuff,
it's
the
still
head,
gonna hurt.
It's like American
You still get
football.
whiplashed.
It's like American football. The guys get all the fucking stuff they can wear to protect themselves, and just still lose an eye wearing a helmet. I'm talking about the movie now, but still, it happened.
They run at you at what? At like 30
truck speed, I think.
30 kilometers an hour and just slamming you. They don't stop. It's like, I'm wearing armor. I'm not feeling crushed. when you run at people like that for a living, like every day, it's gonna have lasting effects.
I do think now that we've talked about sports that like once we go into the cyberkinetic and stuff like
I don't think they'll allow it. I think. Well, I'm not gonna say they won't allow it.
Place.
Yeah, but I mean, it's like, as crazy as it sounds, I mean, they would only want pure humans. But then again, I'm like, the Olympics is already full with people who take pills. You can't win an Olympics without taking dope.
Or you can if you're a little bit lucky.
No, they're all doped up. They all have
doped and they pissed it out before. Probably.
Yeah, but that doesn't matter. The time, the time they take to train. They have to take pills. They have to do blood transfusions just to handle that training, I believe.
Yeah.
Yeah, I guess so. I think so.
Russia had a lot of people.
You say Russia, but I mean,
no.
Everyone does it.
Russia had a lot of people banned from the games. I wouldn't be surprised that some other country gets it too soon.
I'm sure. Well, most of them are just smart enough to get all the stuff out of their system before getting tested, and then once they've done their tests, it's like, let's dope up again.
Let's dope up again. Woo! Let's go.
Let's go hard. Even in Belgium, I mean, Belgium is and mostly cyclists.
Yeah.
Those guys are famous for getting doped up.
Those guys are using something, then it gets banned, then it's all panic, then they search for the next stuff.
Mm-hmm.
It's like a race against, like in America, it's USADA, the doping control. Like, it's a race against doping control. Use what you can while it's legal, and then.
But I'm like,
go to the next thing. But like,
why not just embrace it? Why not just go
I think it would fuck up sports, man. There will always be purists that don't want to do it and they don't make a chance anymore. And I think also a lot of people would die.
Oh, look. It's your wife's.
Yeah.
It's your wife.
Going to the phone. So the phone call came up to the laptop and I saw that she picked up.
Awesome. Can you pick it up and listen?
No, I didn't pick up, but it said that she picked up.
Could you pick up and listen?
I don't think so. I don't know much about Mac. I know the basics, so
we can be surveillance.
But we were talking about why not embrace it.
Yeah, I mean,
there will always be purists, man.
But let's face it. Come on, no one's gonna make a world record anymore unless they dope. So why not just say fuck it?
There's some world records broken at the European. Athletic stuff.
Possibly, I don't watch.
What's happening this week?
I don't really watch.
I hear it on the radio when I'm driving my car.
Well, no, I've not listened to it, but I don't know. We should embrace it.
So you watch Wittekerke and Family, but you can't take the time to listen to the news.
Look, certain things in life are more important than other things.
But you don't see the news that's in between sometimes.
More important things. Just leave it at that. More important things. I still want to know what happened.
I hope this records over it. And it does. Ooh. I almost fucked it up again like last week where we're at the 30 minutes mark. But it's just recording over the other stuff. So now we just have to keep talking until minute 55 and everything will be over recorded.
This shit's way too meta, man.
Yeah.
Anyway, well, let's talk about AI.
Ooh, I love AI.
You like AI?
Yeah, come on. They can make the thing that intrigues me the most is like they write a code and the AI. I should start over. There's an AI that learns itself to run, and they make platforms and stuff in 3D on a computer program.
Yeah.
They just get a code and they're like, yeah, learn yourself how to run. And then the thing starts running with the little legs. He's falling, he's going up. And then, oh, he can run. Let's add some holes in this.
Yeah, I guess.
And it intrigues me how fast it goes, man. It's like the StarCraft players that got beaten by AI that didn't know how to play the fucking game.
Well, they learn through trial and error, but it's true, a machine. You just leave it on and let it go.
Like the StarCraft thing, after 2 games, it won like every game against every pro. It's
insane,
the same with the League of Legends thing.
Yeah, but the thing is,
the thing that intrigues me with the League of Legends AI is that pro players used the behavior of the AI that looked so weird to them, and like the AI was baiting them low health, then get the full combo on it, and they used things that the AI used against them the match after, and the AI beat them again because he learned how to feed himself.
Exactly.
And after a while, it just came down to like the millisecond to beat the AI.
Yeah, but the thing is, the computer is always going to be faster than humans.
Yeah, there's no input lag.
There's no. Well,
you have input lag.
They have input lag, but they also have omniscience within the game, so they can see everything. Yeah. It'd be like you see the entire minimap
at the same time
in your brain, and you know what's happening. That's the advantage of having an AI. But I mean, the way that AI works, you have a set list of arguments, and they're all yes/no questions. And if enough times the argument is answered no, it discards it, so it doesn't use it anymore.
And it does it all
in just a split second. But it does it often enough that it has an optimal path towards achieving its goal. Because when you start an AI, the first thing that it's going to do is just sit in base.
Yeah.
It's just going to sit in base all day until it loses. And then it's go like, okay, so sitting in base does not work. What if I walk? So it starts walking toward in League of Legends, starts walking to the enemy fountain and towers. It's like, okay, I'm walking to the enemy towers, maybe I'll win. Nope, it's going to lose. And it does this over and over. And ultimately, it creates a neural map like we humans do. And it creates a strategy within that, and that's pretty cool. But what also happens is like games that are so complex, they don't have a fixed state for every game, so it has to adapt constantly, and that's pretty cool about AIs as well. That they are so adaptable. They have I would say agnostic. Awareness, how do you say this? They have situational agnostic mapping within them, so they have strategies to do some things, but it doesn't have to follow a certain path. Not like traditional AI does, because traditional AI is like a top-down tree, basically of conditions. Like, is person close to me? If yes, do this. The AI doesn't do that anymore. It's like, okay, person is close, but what also other variables are there for me to take advantage of?
Calculation power needed for that, though.
Yeah, it's pretty tough.
It's pretty big. Most of the AI that's developed right now that learns itself how to walk and how to run are all from big companies like Amazon, Google, Space. Does Elon Musk have his AI?
No, he's definitely afraid of them.
Yeah, I know he's afraid of them, but didn't he have a...
It's possible. You could look it up, but
yeah, maybe. I think he funds AI.
Oh, of course, you have to fund AI. Yeah, of course, you want the best AI to get to Mars.
The Hyperloop record?
No, I'm not.
So he's making the Hyperloop.
Yeah.
Well, he's resourcing it out, and now there are universities trying to make a wagon in scale. They're having a competition each year, like how fast they can go from point A to point B. And I think the new record is like, I should look it up too, 800 miles per hour or something.
Damn, 800 miles per hour. Isn't that twice the sound of speed of sound?
I should look it up.
Look it up.
First is Hyperloop.
Yeah.
Speed record. It's broken last week, I think. 800? What the fuck? That's a little bit high.
Yeah, I thought so too, you know?
It's like...
speed of sound is like, it's like 300 something.
it's more than 240 miles per hour.
Well, that
was the last record.
That's okay.
Yeah, it's...
miles per hour.
Yeah, mph.
Oh, jeez, that's fast.
Yeah, over 240 miles per hour, because that was the last record. I think it was 280.
Alright, that's pretty neat.
And then if Elon Musk... What was
yeah,
it again?
Funds AI, yeah. But I think AI would be a benefit to us all. But, I mean, we'd have to do it sparingly. And we'd have to watch out for evil AI, as it were.
Yeah.
Because I think Asimov wrote it best, you know? You need to have... The way he thought about it is like, humans should be like a divine creature towards AI, towards the robots that think. No, they would.
Robots that think just need the rules like in a movie.
Yeah, but that doesn't work.
iRobot?
Yeah, but that's the thing.
Those are the real rules, aren't they?
AI is crafty enough to
Bend the rules
think.
to the rule?
Yeah, bend their rules. I mean, we see it already in video games, but if you would put real life into the mix, it'd be like, okay, we can't hurt people, and we cannot sacrifice them.
Yeah.
But what if? And then they change the rules, like in iRobot.
What if I need to kill humans to save humanity?
Yeah, exactly.
That's what happened in the 100.
Yeah, exactly.
They had AI to help humanity. And that AI, it's in 5th season, spoiler alert, that AI eventually came up with the idea to save humanity. I need to kill humanity and let it start over again.
Yeah. But that's the scary stuff,
yeah,
you know?
that's why Elon Musk is so afraid.
Yeah, because he knows that we'll fuck it up. And he's a genius, so
yeah.
I would count on the fact that, yeah, we're gonna fuck it up. Like everything. But I don't know, I think we should make AI not as much. We should make it contained within a smaller system. Like, don't put it on the internet.
Like, don't put it in the next generation of computers. Like, I talked to you about it 2 weeks ago, but I smoked some joints and I'm getting slower. How was it again? The big new computer with the nanobits. Fucking hell.
Are you talking about quantum computing?
Yeah, you should not use a quantum computer to run an AI.
Well, they're gonna use quantum computers to
run
AIs, because quantum computers are,
and that's where,
vastly better at well, the only reason why a qubit is so good is because it has infinite potential storage.
Yeah, but the problem is it doesn't live longer than like 20 seconds they can get
right now, yeah.
Right now, yeah. Like 20 seconds to get the infinite storage.
Yeah, I mean, it's like a computer can do a lot of things but is stupid, whereas a quantum computer is very smart but it doesn't do a lot. I mean, to give an idea of how smart a quantum computer is right now, they can say with high probability that 7 times 3 is 21. I mean, it doesn't say much.
But before we go into that way, I just wanted to say that you should not use a quantum computer, like the next big thing, to run AI, but just keep it in the small, lesser systems so it doesn't outsmart us.
I wouldn't even put it in a system. I mean, develop it in-house, closed off from the internet, so it doesn't leak out. First of all,
I would do that.
And then put them in machines, like put them in robots.
Update it with a fucking USB stick. I use a new one every time you do it.
Yeah,
so
just put them in robots and put them in. Don't give them internet access or they'll ruin everything.
Yeah, but there's gonna be one asshole that buys your robot and connects it to the internet.
And even then, I mean, it's gonna happen either way. But we should make it impossible for them to recreate themselves on the internet, because that'll just ruin everything. That'll be the end of the world, I believe.
Yeah.
As we know it.
Yeah, because if they have access to the internet, launch code, everything,
Although
they can teach themselves just to have war.
Just as I'm just now thinking about it, we should probably get AIs in our brains though. I mean, I would want an AI chip in my brain.
Oh, but about before, I was thinking about it before, but I didn't want to interrupt you. But what, like right now, a human only uses 40% with
That's a lie.
Is that a lie?
Yeah, that's a lie.
We
have no extra potential that we're using. We have the way the brain works, as I believe it works. I'm not 100% sure on this, so don't quote me on it, but we use like 10-15% of our brain at every moment, at every instance, but we don't have if we would use all of our brain at the same time, we would overload ourselves, because most of our brain is used unconsciously just for our bodies.
But that's where I'm going. What if with Biokinetics and stuff like that, they can unlock the full potential without...
But we don't have a full potential. The thing is, like,
that we had a full potential.
No, we have very specialized areas in our brain that do certain things. Like, for instance, like 2% of our brain is used to monitor our heart. Yeah. To leave it pumping, so we don't have to think about it.
And the other 8% is to move your fingers while you
and then other things are for motoric skills, and then breathing, and then also unconscious thinking. But if we would, like, say we would make unconscious thinking conscious thinking, that wouldn't work. We would be dreaming the whole time, for instance. So we don't have a rule.
We would be in a trip like
the true potential that you have right now is what you have, and there's no more. I mean, they could give you maybe a couple of percentages more, like with enhancing certain regions in your head to make thinking quicker. That would be a possibility. Like not forgetting things. Forgetting things would be a thing, but you wouldn't be smarter because of it.
Oh, okay. Well, I know I have some potential though, because you wanted to laugh with me once, and you sent me an IQ test.
Oh God!
And I scored higher than average. I didn't score the high average, but okay. I was on the brink.
Yeah, congratulations.
I needed 2 more points.
Yay!
No, the IQ tests are also funny. Most of the ones you find on the internet are just like solving a puzzle.
That's basically IQ tests.
Here you have a thing. We want you to see it in 3D. Now turn it around. How will it look?
Yeah, but those are abstract ideas, and that's basically what an IQ test is, you know?
I still get tricked by some of those questions, though.
They're all easy, but I've done so many of them, so... See, that's also a reason why...
I think you can practice IQ tests, though. Could you practice them?
No, you cannot practice for an IQ test, but if you're smart enough, you can see the abstractions. You can see what they're asking for, and then you could apply your knowledge to it.
Apply your knowledge.
And that's that.
Like if you had done 20 before, it will be easier to do 21.
It'll be easier, but it's not gonna give you a high number. It's gonna like increase by 1 or 2 points.
Yeah, 2. If I can do that.
Yeah, but
I get into the average, above average.
You're already too late, man. You're already too late, my dude.
I'm 30.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. That's the funny thing. I on this podcast I often say, "Oh, I'm getting old." People get triggered, and now you're telling me I'm too old.
In context, you have to see things in context. And the context right now is IQ test, and yes, you're too old to get smarter.
To get smarter
for an IQ test. The only thing that will make you smarter is taking.
I noticed it a little while ago. It's getting harder to learn stuff. Like it's not as easy as it used to. It's getting easier to remember stuff I read, and
yeah, for me as well.
Easier to understand stuff, but when you throw in some questions, it's like what?
Yeah, but you have to take in mind we have a couple of years of experience with drugs that may or may not have affected our thinking.
Yeah, but I still do have to say that I don't experience what I see that other people experience about some years of drug. Like quite some years of drug.
Yeah, but we've done it in moderation, I think. We've not gone crazy.
We tried a lot of stuff, but we we quit with a
I mean,
lot of things. Like when
who are you
tried
comparing with? The people who take speed all day,
like
amphetamines,
some other stoners, like
other stoners. But they weren't already smart, I guess. They were kind of dumb before
probably.
that. So
Yeah.
I mean, like you don't get smarter from getting stoned. You actually get dumber. That's been my experience.
But I don't feel that way.
I'm pretty sure it does happen.
I got slower.
You get dumber.
No, I got a little bit slower, but not dumber.
That's debatable. I mean, what is being intelligent? I mean, intelligence implies that you have a lot of knowledge and can apply it quickly. If you're getting slower, that means you're getting dumber. Is it true or not? I don't know.
Yeah, if you put it that way, but yeah, I just got slower and some stuff. Like
that could be also old age, but
no,
I guess
maybe
I think it is.
I think I notice a little bit of motorical things, like with my hand.
Mm.
Like sometimes I'm just wiping something. Oh, watch out! I should not push it. Donk.
Yeah,
like
no, that's
stuff
just
like
that's
that.
just being the stoner. Long-term stoner.
I should not. Okay.
Yeah, but I mean, I smoked from 18 till I would say 28, I guess.
Until your wife.
Yeah, I quit last year.
Yeah.
So I'm like, been a year. And now I start to realize that, the years beforehand, when I was stoned like all day and every day.
It's a fog.
It's not a fog, I still remember stuff.
I still also remember a lot of stuff. But the funny thing is...
I was slow, I was dumb, I was an idiot.
Yeah, but when you... That was always the difference between you, me, and Andy. Because if Andy got home and he said, I will do the dishes today, and he smoked a joint, he was just sitting in his couch and smoke another one. When you were coming in, you were sober, you were talking, philosophizing, then you smoked your first, but...
we're still talking and philosophizing.
Yeah, we're still talking, then you go to the second, you're starting to slow it down.
And the third one I shut down.
Yeah, and the third one, it was fun to have a discussion with you, because you said, like, point A, like, iced tea tastes like oranges. Yeah, let's say it tastes like oranges. And I would say, no, Shing, it tastes like lemons. We would have a whole discussion. And at the end of the discussion, you would say, I already told you that iced tea tastes like lemons. Stop saying it tastes like oranges.
No, that never happened. That's how...
Sometimes, I don't say always.
But no, that's bullshit. No, that doesn't happen. That never happens. That never happens.
I'm pretty sure if I would...
We would have dumb conversations, but I would never change my opinion of anything.
I'm pretty sure if I would give you 2 hits, like, hypothetically this was a pure one, you would take 2 hits, we could end the podcast right now.
I would be off to Spaceland, I think.
Yeah, it would be Inyas's monologue.
Well, I don't know. I think once I get into the mood, I don't know. I could go.
That's where I was going. That's something I noticed from smoking.
Yeah, it's like talking to...
You're getting to a point...
And then you never get there.
Yeah, here's the point. Ooh, what's this?
It's like going to Disneyland with your parents and never getting there.
I'm going away again. You see what I'm doing here.
You were talking about your point?
The difference, I always thought it was, like with me, I was always energetic and always...
Yeah, you have a bit of ADD. A little tint of ADD.
Yeah, doctors would say that when I was when I would be a 5-year-old now, because it's easier to say child has ADD than to say that he's just
an annoying little shit.
Yeah, he's an annoying little shit.
It's easier to drug him than to actually help him.
It's easier to drug him than give him a little educated beating.
Yeah, he's got ADD. What can you do about it? You know.
But when I smoked my joints over the whole evening, my mood never changed. I just stayed the same until late in the evening when we smoked a lot.
Yeah, but you never smoked a lot. I mean, our buddy, he rolled them pretty thinly, a lot of tobacco, a little bit of weed, but mine were just pure.
Yeah, but mine was almost pure.
Well, you were kind of stingy,
like
though.
The last years when you still smoked.
Later you started smoking a lot more, but then you also got a little slower. So, I mean, there's a correlation there, I think.
Now I just like to do little small ones. Because I still have...
Yeah, might as well quit then. There's no fun in it.
You know what the biggest problem is? I want to quit smoking, but keep smoking.
Well, you should start smoking pure then.
Yeah, but...
then you'll stop.
Like, right now I get it pretty cheap, though. And that's... and the fact that
It's
I
an
get
excuse.
it pretty... No, the fact that I get it pretty cheap does not make me smoke more. Because I have a little break. It's called China.
Well, I guess.
And I don't mind those breaks because now I can go without for a couple of days without it bothering me.
I can say I'm
just
glad.
like to smoke every
I can say I'm glad that weed is not as addictive as other stuff. But I also don't have
This is
really...
where I'm going. I'm not abusing it anymore. I'm just using.
Well, I guess. Pretty much like how you drink, I guess.
That's a funny thing.
But, assuming that you would not smoke, you would be drinking pretty much the same way.
Yeah, but that's a funny thing. I noticed the last 5 years, I used to like to drink. But now when I drink, I get 2 or 3 beers. And once I think I would get drunk or start feeling get drunk, I just stop. I can't enjoy that anymore.
Yeah. It's not the same. Yeah.
I just want to come home, maybe drink a beer. Like, it has been hot days, so come home, drink a beer. But I'd rather just come home, smoke a little joint, and still be active.
It's better.
I don't want to smoke a whole big one and get into couch for the rest of the evening.
Oh, that would be nice, though. Oh, that would be good. No, I'm not addicted. I'm not.
It's like it's like I said to people before. I am addicted, but I know I can do without. Now. There was a point where I always said to you, I can do without, and then after 12 hours, no weed, hey, you have a joint for me, man? I can do without, but do you have something?
Because I'm getting annoyed.
Yeah.
Like, you guys are smoking here, getting good life, and I'm like, but I want it.
Yeah, I want some of the good part too.
Yeah.
And that's what I also like about Joe Rogan.
What?
He's also about the using part and not the abusing.
But everyone is. I mean, it was the same with me and LSD and shrooms. I mean, like, I like using it, but it's also dangerous.
Things, though. My mom will not like to hear it. She's not listening to the podcast.
That's what you think.
Yeah, but I'm happy I did those things. I truly believe that taking some LSD, moderate, not going too far with it, and then we did 3 months every 2 weeks each mushrooms and stuff like that. Well, that wasn't that moderate at the end anymore.
You were doing...
I started with 12 grams and then I ate 60 to 80 grams to get...
The only reason why we did it like every 2 weeks was because of the biological restrictions. Yeah. I mean, you had to wait this long just to do it again.
Otherwise, we would have done it every week.
Yeah, but I was doing acid.
Yeah,
so I didn't. That kind of fucked me up, though.
But then I started to use a lot of shrooms. You guys ate 20. I was like, yeah, give me 4 times that.
It's good though.
I'm happy I did it, but it also changed me.
Of course, those psychedelic experiences change you as a human.
And now I always said to my wife, we should do it together once, but I'm still not. Yeah, I'm still afraid.
On the fence? Are you on the fence or just afraid to do it?
The problem is I remember that I was an active thinker. I would go outside and then philosopher, live and stuff. And now I think I would go into some ways I don't want to go in.
But on the flip side, it will help you experience those things, and if you're strong enough as a mentally, you'll survive it.
Also, what I learned back in the day with our friend Andy is just
getting stuck.
No, not that. When you don't feel good about it, just don't do it. I saw what it did to our friend. It didn't go sideways, but
that's because you're inexperienced. If you have enough experience.
Now we're experienced, so
well, I'm talking purely of myself. I had some bad experiences, which I still hold very deeply, but we can talk about that after this. But I mean, if you're mentally strong enough to tell yourself that it's just the drugs doing this, then it's fine. I mean,
I had that once when we were eating shrooms. I was laying on the bed, and I know it's like 4 to 6 hours, but I ate a whole lot. I ate like almost 100 grams. I bought 100. I said to you guys, I will eat 50. But meanwhile, while you two were having fun, I was in the room eating them like nuts. And then you joined in the room. I felt good. Then you go away. I was alone in the room. My legs were against the wall. They were like 100 feet long. And I was like having this. It was about the time I still had the booklet where I wrote everything down when we started, when it kicked in. And I was looking at the clock and the numbers were dancing. It's like, yeah, this is going on for an hour. 2 minutes later, I looked at the clock. Man, I'm already tripping for 4 hours. This should end right now. This is not stopping.
I've never had that feeling where
that's a fucked up feeling, man. When you think it's about done and you still have 6 hours to go.
Yeah, I know, but I've never been the person that like looks at the clock and goes like, whoa, it's already been like 2 hours, man. Doesn't stop. No, but me's like, 2 hours. Keep going.
Yeah, but that was the first
I don't want to stop. I don't want to get out of this.
Normally I had that feeling too, but that time I didn't have that feeling. I wanted to stop, and then Andy came sit by me. He's like, hey, you should join us. And I was that was very funny. I was in the dark room, his bedroom, laying on the bed. And then I entered your guys' room, and it was like the light room. I felt better, but then I was afraid of you guys.
I guess that's like, just inexperience.
Those guys are my best friends, but they really want to hurt me. I'm gonna stay here.
So like,
and then after 5 minutes, I was sitting there. You're an idiot. Come on, it's the drugs talking. Okay, let's go have some fun. And then it was all over. But
I guess we can talk about well, the one thing that has scarred me for life with doing all these things is I think, well, I'm not 100% sure if that's really what happened, but I believe that I have a solipsism syndrome.
What's that?
And that is basically believing that you are the only the only mind thinking in this world. That everything around you is actually simulated.
That's why you always said you were God.
No, that was always. That was the first time we tripped together, and then my God complex started. But that is part of the solipsism idea. So solipsism is the theoretical.
You believe we are in a simulation.
It's a philosophy where you cannot be sure of other people's minds, and if they are thinking, and if they are individuals, you can only be sure of yourself.
Because you only hear little voices.
You can only hear yourself. You can only perceive what you perceive. You cannot know what other people are thinking, and that kind of philosophy
that always
backfired on me.
That always triggered you because you can't know what they're thinking.
Yeah,
and are they in control of
exactly, themselves. And that's something that stuck with me, and that created this.
I always wondered what
idea.
Other people were thinking, but I never thought, like you say now, that they are not in control of themselves. Blah blah blah.
Yeah, but it's also because I've played so many video games, and in video games, the world is a virtual thing. You are the person who controls. Yeah, but you're the person who controls the character. But everyone around you, even if they have a voice, even if they talk to you, they're not real.
There is a belief, though, that we live in a simulation.
Yeah, that's also one. So when I was still at school, I read the philosophy of Hilary Putnam.
Yeah.
And he had a small paper wherein he explained that we cannot be sure whether we are actual living humans
or we
are just brains in a vat.
Yeah. It's like, I think, sorry to bring him up again, people, but I think Elon Musk also said something about that.
Yeah, but every person in science and in computer tech knows this.
Every big thinker thinks about it, if we live in a simulation or not.
Yeah, but you cannot dwell on it, because then you'll go crazy, you know?
Yeah. I always had that feeling since I saw The Matrix. It was never a crazy idea to me that something like The Matrix would be.
And to me, I mean,
I'm not.
It was always in the back of my head. Like, I could not know whether other people were actually real, but it didn't bother me. It only started bothering me when I started abusing drugs. You know, that's when it really got.
But when you get those think trips, they can hurt, man.
But they're fun.
Yeah, they're fun.
They can change your life and change your views, but it can also corrupt ideas that you already had and make you believe things that aren't real.
You know what I always
And
found
that's scary.
the craziest part about LSD and mushrooms is when the effect is starting to wear off and you get in that moment
of clarity.
You can't be more sober than the next hour after your trip. It's like, wow, that
it's
always
like reborn.
That always fucked me up. I always had a good time, good thing. Like when I had a good thinking trip, I was like, yeah, this trip was good. I had fun with my friends. I saw a lot of things. I had a good thinking trip. What was I thinking about? And then
you forget.
No, I don't forget.
Oh.
I keep thinking, and then sometimes, I shouldn't do this, man. Taking trips, think like this. I can do it without. Start feeling bad, then you feel good again. And then after 2 weeks, you're at it again.
I never had that roller coaster. Once, I do get very forgetful in my trips. That's like because I eat too much, I think.
When you get into the clarity, you didn't remember that much.
Once I go into clarity, all I think, I am God. I can do everything. I am everything.
I remember that night.
Oh God, no, but the way that happens is like, whenever I go into these trips, I always see myself as, I see everyone as a copy of one single person, one single being, this God being. Yeah. Even though I'm not religious, but everyone or everyone's mind is actually connected to this thing, and it kind of changed over time. So every other trip, it began to change. It started with me thinking that I'm part of this grand cosmic system.
I know where I get the idea from. Fuck me.
He also got
just,
that stuff?
No, I have the idea when you die, your spirit, whatever it's, your collective thought goes into one big collective. And I think I suck that a little bit off during tripping from your cosmic.
But the thing is, every tripping person has that thought. So whether it's real or not is still begs the question.
I still believe if you die, just go to one big collective.
I don't know. I think when I die, I'm dead.
Yeah, that's true, but
I also think that the world dies with me. So you're like,
yeah, when I die, you all die, motherfuckers.
Yeah, but in the same way that you turn off a computer, you know. But yeah, but not God as omnipotent and omniscient and omnipresent, but more like
that everything quits.
Everything stops when I stop.
Yeah, because
when I close my eyes, there's nothing.
Yeah, because when you die, I stop getting simulated.
Yeah. But then the fear comes, and that's the biggest fear, you know. Once I die and I wake up again, and I realize that everything that I experienced was a lie, that fucks you up.
Yeah, but those things are words for the next life. If there is a next one, then it's like,
no, they're words for this life.
So you stop simulating Shing's life. They plug you out. They plug you in again. Like, what if
it's not working? Plug it out.
Like, what if everything we talked about, the things about the transhumanism and stuff, is like, we are already downloaded
on a computer.
We are already downloaded into like the 20th version of ourselves, and we are living our 20th life.
Yeah, but that would imply that you're fake right now. You in front of me are not real. Or I'm not real, for that matter.
And that's why I don't trip anymore, man.
I don't have to trip to get weirded out by that stuff. I'm already fucked up.
I do want to do a deprivation tank. I really want to do that.
I wouldn't know.
I really want to do that.
I would feel like, I think I would go into psychotic break at that point. When I cannot feel anything anymore.
Your mind goes into different places than.
Yeah, but considering what I'm thinking right now, it's not gonna be good.
You can always get out of that.
Yeah, but if I simulate being a brain in a vat, I will believe that I'm a brain in a vat.
But you got the nice deprivation tanks now that also plays a little bit of music.
No thanks.
That has a little light in them. It's like when you go into a hookah house. I'm
not claustrophobic, but that will fuck me up.
I really want to do that because if it really does what it says, it would be a healthy way of crypto.
I don't know. Would it work?
Come on, you're closed out.
You have to have toked up a bit to get there.
You're totally in the dark. Don't hear
salt
shit.
water bath.
You're floating in
it's
water that's
lukewarm,
body temperature.
Yeah. Body temperature water.
And you're just there. It's like all the other senses are turned off. It's just you in your head.
Well, the first thing is you would not want to have any scars or small cuts on your body, because the salt water is gonna get into that, and that's gonna sting like a bitch for the next 4 hours.
It's only 1 hour. You go in.
It's only 1 hour.
Yeah, you go in for 1 hour, and they also say that you need to learn how to. Like when you go in there the first time, you're not really having the deprivation experience.
Uh-huh.
It's like when you do it more and more, you get into this thought trains. You also have people seeing colors and stuff like that. And
I could also just take shrooms and just get that.
Yeah, but I don't want to do that now. Maybe later, at a later point in life, before I get a job, maybe. But
I don't know.
I don't think I will never say never do it again. I will never do LSD or something like that. But shrooms.
I told myself I would never do it again. Not because I'm afraid, because I know I'll get hooked again. There's no going back.
You go to Holland again, get the fucking magic mushrooms.
There's no going back from that. So no, I'm not gonna do it again. Just based on principle. The reason I quit smoking is because my wife's here now, and I don't have a need to be stoned out off my ass every day.
I'm not stoned off my ass all day.
I used to be. But it was a reason. It was a way to pass the time.
When you get older, you need to learn how to. If you want to keep smoking weed, you just need to learn. Don't do it at work. Don't do it when you're driving a car.
I never did it at work or just do it at night. But
yeah.
I mean,
but
I don't need it
anymore.
Have to
learn because when you were a young kid, nothing could happen, man. We would smoke all the fucking time. Hey, let's go to the sea.
Yeah, but there are different reasons for everyone why they would smoke, and the only thing I can say is like if you have no reasons to quit, don't. But I mean, you have to choose it for yourself.
You shouldn't start it with a reason though. You shouldn't. I think I don't really want my kids to do it, maybe. But who am I to say to take some experience away from them?
Mm-hmm.
Like I wouldn't want them to do like coke and stuff like that. That's real bad shit. But like smoking a joint, it's our experience. You don't really have to have, but there are not bad experiences. But like with other drugs that we use, like MDMA, ketamine, like I did coke.
The hard stuff.
Yeah, like the hard stuff. You also need to be aware that you try it and don't get hooked. With the MDMA, it was like a surge from like 1 month, and then we got tired of it.
I never liked ecstasy.
You were the one who brought it in, so.
Yeah, I was the one who got you because I have connections, but that doesn't mean I like it. I mean, I could get you heroin, but I don't think you'd like it.
Did that.
No, but the thing with ecstasy is like it forces you to like something, and I don't like that. I don't like.
It just gives you a lot of dopamine.
Yeah, I don't like a chemical taking over your body.
It doesn't force you to like stuff. It
does.
It just gives you an overdose. Instead of slowly releasing your dopamine, you're getting it all at the same time.
Yeah, but what you're saying now is exactly what I mean. I mean, dopamine is the hormone or molecule that makes you like things.
Yeah, it makes you feel good.
No, it makes you like things. It's a rewarding mechanism. Like if you're thirsty,
it makes you feel good.
Yeah, but if you're thirsty, you drink, a little bit of dopamine is released and says, "Good job, you've successfully rehydrated your body." So it's a way of rewarding you. But if you take ecstasy and it rushes all of that dopamine into your body, that's just making you like things.
It's one way
Makes
to
you-
find
makes you
out
feel
though
good.
if you make a lot of dopamine yourself, because if you feel shit the day after,
Mm-hmm.
you should not take ecstasy anymore, because you are releasing too much dopamine and you don't have any reserve anymore, and you will feel bad and depressed the
I've
day
never
after
had that.
or the day after that, and you will take more.
I
Or
think-
you will be like me and have a shitload of dopamine.
Yeah, I've never had that problem. I think.
I'm pretty sure that I have a little bit more dopamine production than some other people, thanks to trying some drugs. The day after of most people, when I saw them, they were not happy, and I was just sitting there. What you gonna do today, boys?
Well, that's because maybe your brain is just like, nope, do not want. I don't want anything of this. Just flush. I don't want this. Flush. No, I don't know. Or you're just faking it, you know.
No, I never faked it, man. I'm always happy.
You're taking a pill, but secretly just palming it and then just putting it away. You're like, ooh, look, I'm drunk.
I had
Hi.
I had only one night. I was worried that I took a little bit too much MDMA, but I just need to sit down for 5 minutes, have a big stomachache, had a lot of water, and it was
Alright.
over. But I only had it once.
That's that night. The three of us slept in a tent.
Yeah.
For some reason, I was in the middle. Why?
Because
Did I just crash in the middle?
no, this is a funny story.
I don't remember anything
told,
of that day.
I told this story, I'm not kidding you, this week to someone, so it's fresh on my mind.
Uh-huh.
So what happened, we were at a little festival abusing our favorite drugs. I was using MDMA at that time, and our buddy Shing was staying in the tent while we were going to a little show that was happening
Uh-huh.
on the festival. And I was like, I'm going to see Shing, I'm going to the tent, blah, 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 blah. I go to the tent, I get in, and I give you some leaves and my MDMA. I'm like, Shing, can you make me 2 little bombs? I'm going to search for something, blah. And I give you my MDMA and the little leaf. And after 10 minutes, there's still not a little paper with some drugs in it in my hand. And I'm like, what the fuck are you doing, man? And you threw all my MDMA
Uh-huh.
in the little leaf. It all fell down, and you kept filling it while it was emptying it itself. And I was looking, hey dude, what are you doing? Oh, I'm sorry, did I drop the MDMA? I was like, dude, you're so slow, what's up with you? And you stick out your tongue, and you have 2 trips on it.
God.
And I was
forgot
like,
about that.
dude, how many did you take already? I only took 2. Where's the rest? I don't have any rest. Empty your pockets. And you empty your pockets. You give me a little silver paper.
Mhm.
I open it. There are still 2 inside of it. And I was like, hey man, have fun. I took the 2 trips. I left you at the tent
Uh-huh.
because you didn't want to move. You were sitting there having fun. I cleaned up my MDMA. I made my little bombs myself. I went to the stage area
Uh-huh.
again. After 20 minutes, my doped up head finally realized what happened.
Uh-huh.
I go back to the tent. You were just laying down, looking at the inside of the tent. You were like, look at all the stars, man, I'm having so much fun. And we just stayed near the tent while you were tripping balls.
Right.
And then afterwards, Andy got tired. He just went into the tent to get another pill. He never got out. He just fell asleep. And then I just was tied to it like 6 in the morning. And I I took the silver paper,
Mhm.
put it on top of your head like you were lying. It was on top of your head. And I went to sleep too. Next day you woke up, you found your trip. Then you act like nothing happened.
Well, the crazy thing is, I don't remember anything of that night at all. Like, I think the only thing I remember, like, we got there at like 8 p.m. and then a couple minutes
We
afterwards.
were there the whole weekend, asshole. we got there
Oh, God.
Friday. Andy had to go back home because he had to work on Saturday.
Uh-huh.
And we were like, all week we're going to be sober. We're going to wait for you. And he got there. and my chin was already going left to right from taking some small pills, and you were already looking for the LSD to take.
Yeah, I
And
don't
then
remember anything.
it was around 9 you took the LSD, and I went to, it was around 9 that you showed me the 2 LSD trips on your tongue. And I got back around 10 when I've realized what actually happened and I had LSD in my pocket.
Yeah, I mean, weird shit. See, that's why you don't do drugs, kids.
Yeah.
You don't. But
he saw the stars inside the tent, though.
Sleeping on that stuff must have been weird, though. See, I don't remember anything.
I think you enjoy the full 6 hours, but
that shit lasts for at least 6 hours.
Yeah, but you only I think the only moment that you got straight up and put your head outside of the tent was to ask for water. And we gave you a bottle of water and you emptied it.
Fair enough.
Man, the next morning, some asshole, he gave me a bottle of iced tea. He's like, hey, you want something to drink? I'm like, yeah, give me the fucking iced tea, man. I open it up, I drink it. It's whiskey.
Already being dehydrated, dehydrate some more.
I barfed so hard. So we're getting to the end of the podcast. We have new records. Yeah, but when we're talking about drugs, we can still go for
we can go on an hour.
But we should keep that for when we have some traction.
Yeah,
we can have some nice stories, though. I can tell the story of the tent again. And we can add some monkeys and stuff.
No, we shouldn't add anything. I think what we should do is just tell people that don't do drugs unless you want to. And if you're my son or daughter, never do them.
Yeah, and do it in a safe environment.
Just ask your daddy what it was like, and then just stop.
Do it at home, kids. Don't do it when you go out.
Don't do it at your parents' home, though.
And make sure you know what you put in your mouth, because there's always bad stuff.
Befriend the guy who goes to live alone at his 18 years old and then start doing shit.
Yeah.
That's pretty much.
But make sure what you put in your mouth so you don't have the bad stuff. Don't overdose. Look on Wiki what the kind of that's what we did, man. We were
all right, Grandpa. Okay, enough is enough.
Yeah, but we were.
Let me just dab it, though.
Yeah, but we were kind of smart because remember with the Miffy.
Yeah, we checked it out first.
Yeah, we checked it out on Wiki and double checked it on forums, and then how we went to ketamine and we put me into Kate Hall with diluted one. Hey guys, I'm going to do this for an hour. When I'm knocked out, every 10 minutes, do it again for 3 more times.
Oh, the K-hole.
Oh,
yeah,
we were so stupid back then.
Yep. Horse tranquilizers. Yeah, boy.
Woo, buddy. We gonna do what if, or we gonna skip it?
We're gonna skip it for now.
Okay, ladies and gentlemen, this was the It's All Set podcast. Remember, do it safe, do it at home.
We'll see you again.
Yay.